it's very hard to pick up a coffin, a white coffin.
Yeah.
It's harder to put them down, right? And in the next couple of months, we're probably going to have to lift Liam's coffin and put it down for a second coffin down for the second time.
This is one of the most touching stories I've had to cover for the Sunday Independent in over 20 years. Here is an Irish family who've had to deal with an unbearable, even cruel loss in life. In 2011, Kerry couple Tony and Mary Heffernan lost their 5-year-old daughter Saoirse to Batten's disease, an extremely rare and fatal neurological condition. In 2010, Saoirse's little brother Liam was diagnosed with it too. He has only months, if not weeks, to live.
Ultimately, we just have to accept it. I mean, I can rail against it all day, every day, and it's not going to change anything. And genuinely, like, I do feel a sense of privilege at being his mother and of being Saoirse's mother, because, like, they're exceptional kids. You know, we're going to obviously feel the pain of losing Liam, and it'll never go away. But equally, we can look back on our children and say they never harmed a bone in anybody's body. They never said a bad word about anybody. They're pure goodness. There is no bad about them, you know. So that's a good thing to be able to say about your kids. I mean, they're just so special, and we just have to pack as much as we can into the short time that we have them.
The night before Saoirse died, you told her that she was going to be an angel in heaven, and she was lucky enough that she'd get to go early, but Mummy and Daddy and little Liam would follow her to heaven. How did you feel when you were saying those words?
Like I said, she was clinging on to life. I felt that she was getting very agitated. She had a really tough couple of days, and I just wanted her to know that it was okay to go. And honestly, at that stage, our prayers had changed from God save Saoirse to please God have mercy and take Saoirse, because it was horrendous what she went through the last 3 days of her life. So I suppose telling her that it was all through this kind of a peaceful time, you know, that we felt that she was letting go, and it was just to kind of let her know that it's okay and that we would all be together again someday. And I firmly believe that we will.
It is heartbreaking, but I think at the same time we wouldn't change a hair on the kids. You know, they're so special. I mean, when they were running around, they were like normal kids running around singing and dancing. They were really, really great kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, we just cope by trying to keep the place as happy as we can. Yeah, this is Saoirse on a trip to Euro Disney in 2010. And she loved, the characters were great to her. She was walking around then. As you can see, she's standing up. But I think that was one of the most special trips ever.
How long after that was she dead?
1 year and 10 days.
Yeah.
1 year and 10 days. Yep.
Just must seem like yesterday.
It does. You know, time seems occasionally to go hurtling past, and other times it just ticks over. You know, in a flash, where you just see yesterday, and all of a sudden you're seeing 3 years ago. You know, she's dead now 3 years and 10 days already. You know, she died here in this room over there, behind me, cuddled by me and Mom. And you know, in the end, it was we said our goodbyes, and then Batten disease lost the fight with her. Then I like to think that she beat Batten's disease.
We get a great comfort, and we call it her special place, and it's nice to come up here and, you know, maybe put down flowers or just chat, and, you know, there's a nice picture of her there. And like, Saoirse's everywhere we go anyway. Like, we do carry her around within our hearts and all, but it's nice to have an actual, you know, a concrete place to come and just, you know, if you're feeling a bit low, I often find if I just stroll over here, because it's so close to where we live, that it's very nice, and you just, you know, can sit and say nothing or whatever.
You can also remember over there in the hills at the back of your house is where Saoirse used to bring your father for walks. And
oh yeah, she loved bringing her Gaga, as she called him, up the fields, and it's quite high, and she'd drag him all the way up to the top, and then we'd get to the top and it would be up a day, Granda, and he'd have to carry her all the way back down, and this could go on all day, up, and he'd carry her down, and they had a great bond as well. So, you know, it's nice to have memories like that, you know, of just normal stuff, really.
And Liam used to kick a football over there behind the house.
Yeah, we thought, you know, obviously down here football is king in Kerry, and we definitely thought that he was going to be, you know, we want him to line out, put on the green and gold, And
Bring home Sam, huh?
bring home Sam where they say it properly belongs. And being a Corkman, I've had that beaten out of me. But, you know, like the GA is a big part of our lives, it's a big part of every parish life. But there's kids like Liam and Saoirse in every parish as well. They mightn't have battens, but they've got something else. So, you know, it's very, very close to us that we remember Liam kicking the ball and all our dreams of him playing. But, you know, he's our little hero. He's already a champion for us. So.
I remember one time it was Christmas and I put a big tray of chocolates down on the table and I said to Saoirse, you can have some but Mommy must just go to the toilet, so just wait and when Mommy comes back you can have some. So I came back 2 minutes later and her face, she couldn't speak, it was welded together and she was trying to tell me, I didn't do it. And there was nobody
Chocolate
else there.
drooling down her
It was
mouth.
the funniest thing. So she was a right little character, she was. Every day there was something with Saoirse and she never did anything. Yeah. It was never her fault.
But Saoirse used to go around with a handbag, and whether she was walking up the fields or in the forest or on the beach, she'd always have a handbag hanging out of it and she'd go around with a wooden spoon. And that was her magic wand. It was in disguise, it was like the Holy Grail. It was a wooden spoon and that was magic wand, and she would go around zapping people to make them happy and smile. And she'd do this in shopping centres and people would see this child coming with a wooden spoon, not realising that it was her magic wand. And we've put the magic wand on her grave now, on her memorial plaque, because Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is what she was. You know, she was really, really special. And Liam then had his own quirks as well. Liam used to go around with dinosaurs hanging off every limb. He couldn't carry them sometimes, you know, going on with a big long neck. He wouldn't have the best vocabulary, but he could tell every single dinosaur. Brontosaurus, it didn't matter. He knew all the proper Latin names and he'd go on and gone. But
yeah.
He was dinosaur boy, that was for sure. And he still is.
Yeah.
While we have him.
Well, when she had her first seizure, I was here. Tony was working abroad. He was in Korea. And I was here on my own with Liam would have been a baby at the time, a small baby. And Saoirse had a bit of an ear infection. I had her at the doctor that day and she just wasn't feeling well. She was, every time I gave her antibiotic, she was throwing it up. So 5 to 5 that evening, I tried to give her antibiotic again. She immediately got sick. So I said I'd just catch the doctor before he'd leave at 5 o'clock. Left the kitchen, left her lying on the couch in the kitchen. Came out here to get the phone, to get the number for the doctor. And when I went in, she was on the floor in a full tonic-clonic seizure is what it's called. Blood pouring out her mouth. I just went into, like, lucky I had the doctor on the phone, because I went from explaining to him that she was vomiting after her antibiotic to screaming and roaring that I actually told him at the time that I thought she was dead or dying. At the time we were very, very stressed, and Mommy just said to me, look, come on, I'll take you out for a night, we'll just go for a nice meal. So we were driving to the restaurant when Tony rang me, you'll have to come back, we have to head to Temple Street first thing in the morning. I'm after getting a call. They found something on the MRI.
So I Googled it then and I said, Jesus, no, please God, no, not this.
So we just had to try to come to terms with it. It was very difficult for obvious reasons, but I suppose linking why we started the charity, for instance, was like the coldness of it. Like, you were given this diagnosis, no information whatsoever. We're going away for the weekend. If you have any questions, we'll be back on Monday.
So you just didn't want anyone else to be treated where you were?
Absolutely. Said that this can't happen again, because we were just left there distraught.
Well, she's definitely taught me to respect life more. And if you see someone who needs a bit of help, there's no point walking past. So I'd agree with you there. That really hits home. You know, and that's why I do everything in her name under the Saoirse Foundation. That's why we help people. And if we don't end up making a positive impact on the child's life, then we're doing something wrong. Yeah. And you know, you see, you know, she just loved her cuddly toys and her bee. She drew our logo for the bee for Battens actually, even before we knew she had it. One of the things we've learned with the charity is that we have other people burying kids of different conditions in Battens, and one of the things that our bereavement support does is that they keep them busy. They phone them, they never let them go. You know, they get a call frequently, see are they all alright, and I'm just hoping that people will do the same for us. And every now and again, I'm not a man for fate or anything, but every now and again you'll be somewhere, and it could even be a cold January or February, and you'll have this big stray bumblebee will buzz past, and you just Saoirse moments, you know. I know she was very proud to be her dad. She's a great little girl. You know, she never hurt no one.
Tony and Mary set up the Saoirse Foundation in March 2010 to help and support families in the same situation as theirs. Through their project B for Battens, they have an ambulance specially designed for sick children. Because Saoirse's favourite toy was a bumblebee, they've called the vehicle a Bumbulance. They need our help. Tony and Mary's strength and commitment deserves our attention and our support.
To keep Bumbulance on the road, we need just 35,000 people to text the word BUZZ to 50300, and that will maintain this Bumbulance on the road, which will transport sick kids in and out of hospitals in a bit of comfort and with lots of entertainment. People can also just donate their old mobile phone, post it to Bumbulance, Free Post, Castlemaine, County Kerry, and everyone who gives us a phone is in with an entry to win a brand new Mercedes-Benz. So, but the most important thing is that your phone will be helping us to keep Bumbulance on the road. I'm a CEO of a charity. I do not get paid. I do not take a wage. I don't have a bonus. I don't have a top-up, and I don't have a pension. So this charity is not for raising money for me or keeping me living in my lifestyle. But all we try and do is make positive impacts for sick kids. And that's why we need your support and we need your text messages.